just sitting here in my apartment right now, and today's currently January 15th, and I'm just sitting here looking at it now before the mess of moving out and moving into a new place, and it kind of makes me emotional thinking about leaving here. So I wanted to give some context as to why I'm making this video, because I've been thinking about it for several months now. I felt like the Lord laid on my heart that, I'm only supposed to spend one lease or one term here in this apartment, which is sad because, this apartment has played such an important role in just kind of me building a foundation here. I moved out here September 27th, 2019, and when I first got out here, I lived with a woman who was gracious enough to let me rent out a room in her condo. I lived there for 10 days. Shortly after that, I was in some temporary housing that I lived in for 2 months, and while living in there, I knew that I was only there for a short amount of time, so I used an Amazon box for a footstool and a chair that we had found in one of the other rooms. I used that for a while, lived there for 2 months. So when this place became available and it was an opportunity, I took it, and I was praising the Lord that I got to come into a place that I loved, that was new, that was clean, that I enjoyed being at. And so this place has done a lot for me. I moved in here with nothing. I didn't have anything when I moved in here. And since being here, I have added things slowly and slowly and slowly to make this apartment feel like a home to me and feel safe and comfortable in a place that I love living. It slowly has come together. And so the thought of moving and leaving it, this was the first place that I called home in Colorado Springs. This apartment to me is a resemblance of God's goodness in my life, that He was always looking out for me. He was always taking care of me, that He was the one who opened the door for me to come out here. He called me out to Colorado Springs, and He opened the doors for me to come out here, and the apartment was another door that He opened to help me feel comfortable here. I have hosted people in this apartment. I've had friends, I've had family in this apartment. It's not that I'm not looking forward to moving on to what's next, because I am. I'm excited to live with Nikos. I'm excited to move on to the next thing. It's new, it's exciting, it's also clean. It's a place that I'm gonna love living, and so that was a huge factor for me. I'm gonna love it. But this place has served a lot for me. There's only one time in your life that you get to move out and be on your own. There's only one first apartment that you get, and this was the apartment that I got to live in. When I moved out here, I didn't know anybody. I didn't have anybody, didn't have anything. And so, I moved in here 2 months after I moved here, and this apartment was a safe haven for me. It protected me. It was a place that I could look forward to being alone, which sucks to say, but it was a place that I knew that I would enjoy being, even if it were just me, even if I didn't have anyone to hang out with, or even if I didn't have anything to do after. This place was always here for me. And for that, I'll always be grateful. For that, it will always be in my memory bank, and it'll always be something that I cherish. Is 11395 Nacolet Point, apartment 307. You will be missed. Well, that's it. Everything's moved out. As you can see, it's pretty empty. It's completely empty. It's not pretty empty. It's empty. that's it. That's the last of it for 307. On to the next chapter.